Greetings, I'm Dartwell, and this is This Week in Ireland COVID 2019. The Irish Prime Minister Micheál Martin is under pressure from the EU to speed up the vaccine rates, as only 20% of the elderly population of Ireland has been vaccinated. Meanwhile, the EU and the capitals are pushing for a continent wide passport. I heard that we will be getting numbers as well. That doesn't sound anything like a certain country from the 1940s. No, just me. In the past week, 350 fines has been given out for breaking of the COVID-19 restrictions. Since this law has been implemented, over 9,000 of these fines have been implemented. Now, with the fines ranging from €2,000 each, and 9,000 of them, that is €18 million in revenue that they've brought in from people just breaking the restrictions. And you think that they don't want to keep them down for a bit longer? For €18 million so far. I wonder by the end of the year how much they'll get. Maybe $1 billion. Mental health services in Ireland. 60% of the country has been affected mentally by the lockdowns. The government says that they have given no indication on when they will end these godforsaken lockdowns, but maybe on April 5th they will ease them. We are basically playing a fucking magical game of lockdowns in this country. We got Christmas off and we've been back in lockdown level 5 since January. Recently, Micheál Martin gave a speech in the same week that the UK said that it will be reopening on June 21st, that they have no idea when Ireland will reopen and when these lockdowns will end once and for all. And do you expect us to vote them in next time? Fucking hell. Now, Ireland has lost all of our freedom. We've received a booklet called Living with Level 5 and Living with COVID. It is not, you are not allowed any visitors, okay? And if you don't want you to have any physical contact with anybody that you know, love, or random strangers. But yet, people are allowed to fly into Ireland. This is not a problem. But the population is completely and utterly locked down. The people fly into Ireland, then they quarantine in a hotel. And this is on the list of 50 countries. As well as all non-essential operations have been cancelled. This is fucking people over seriously medically. There's people whose situations have gotten a lot worse because they are left there just waiting around for the day that they can get surgeries. And other people's quality of life have gone down drastically. And the government is doing fuck all about this. But yet, the media keeps throwing them softball questions. That's fine, I guess. You see, weddings can only now have up to 6 people at them. At an Irish wedding, so that's the bride, the groom, the priest, so that's 3. That means you can't even have both sets of parents to your own wedding. Funerals are kept down to 25 people. There's no indoor or outdoor activities of any kind. No training, no matches, no going to gyms, pools, or leisure centre. Churches, places of worship are all closed, so that means no mass and no worship services. All of those are to be put online. That has to be breaking some sort of constitutional law. To freedom of religion or something. That law has to be broken. Bars, cafes, completely closed. Wet dry pubs, they're closed. That industry is basically fucked in Ireland. Fast food places are only takeaway. Those businesses are booming at the moment. The only retail that is allowed in Ireland by any means that is classed as essential is groceries. You can't even buy yourself a pair of shoes. There was a woman a while ago who was trying to buy a pair of shoes for her special needs child, and she was locked down and arrested. There was a lady who said enough is enough, and she opened her hairdressing business 2 days in a row, and the police came in and arrested her. They say that you can go 5 miles from your house with good reason for exercise. 5 miles. But yet you can't go to see your friends, your family, or go and visit your kids or your grandkids. No, you can't do that. You can't get on public transport without a good reason, or you will be arrested. If you travel from one county to another, you will be arrested. You cannot, by any circumstances, go to visit your elderly relatives in a care home or anything. Can somebody please, for the love of God, tell me how Ireland has not become a totalitarian state? How this stuff is allowed to exist in 2021? This shit is not right. What does the government do when looking at all of this? When looking across at other countries? I'll tell you what they're doing. They're giving 20 million euros in a population of about 6 million. 20 million to mental health. That is it. Only 20 million. That is less than 4 euros per person. The government made sure that their salaries are now over 100,000 euros. I don't know what the fuck these people are smoking. But I'm telling you something, when all this is over, these fuckers are going to have some surprise. In a country where 100 years ago, in the same streets, we fought the British for our freedom, we're no longer allowed to walk. We're no longer allowed to go into shops. We have lost the freedoms that we have fought for, and it only took us 100 years. I often wonder, I look at the government, I look at the world, the country around me, and I say to myself, was this struggle fucking worth it? Was the sacrifice of my ancestors and their families and their friends wasn't worth it? They did not fight to live and fight for a country like this. They did not fight to have a government that could do this at the drop of a hat. The fact is, if I go into town and I hug one of my friends, I and my friend will both get arrested. If I, a person have asthma, stand in a store and I take the mask off me for a moment to catch my breath, I will get arrested and fined. At Christmas, I went to a city called Waterford. It felt wrong. You could see there was something wrong. The look on the people's eyes. You could see them. Kids crying when they saw their grandparents. Teenagers, kids crying when they saw their friends. It looked like something from war. When people were finally reunited after a war. But it wasn't a war. People weren't reunited after years of dying, after sacrificing themselves. They were locked down. And you know what happened after that, people? I will fucking tell you. Ireland got locked back down again. Immediately. We've been in lockdown again since January. And we're going to be in lockdown for the foreseeable future with a slight easing in April. Not a removal, a slight easing. This is the Ireland of 2021. Ireland has one of the strictest lockdowns on the planet. When I see people, hear people in America going out to lunch, going to coffee, going here, going there, getting their hair done, getting everything done, I look at them and I'm there and I'm thinking to myself with jealousy, I wish I could leave. You know what, people? I wish I could leave my fucking country. If I had the opportunity, I would get out of here tomorrow. I'm telling you something. And I'm telling it to you now. After all this is over, when all of Ireland is vaccinated, and they say, you know what, you're free. The government is going to have some surprise. The government will be gone. These people are not worth a single fucking vote. You had Leo Varadkar before this, laughing at the homelessness, giving houses to illegal refugees. You had Mio O'Martin, who flopped Ireland through one of the greatest recessions ever, and they're voted back in. Ireland does not have direct vote for its leadership. They vote themselves in. After we vote in different parties, they can form and override the votes. This country, this system of government is a fucking joke. And the sad fact is, this is Ireland in 2021. But the government should learn a few words. Chucky law. Exactly. Erngabra and Chucky law. Those are the words that the government should fucking learn, because they will soon be fucking hearing them. I am Darth Rebel. Peace out.